construction is all about the art and science of building really big projects: roads, dams, water systems, bridges, and mass transit. These projects have enormous positive impacts on the community. They're lasting proof of the hard work of generations of engineers like you that live on, outlasting any one person's lifetime. A part of you becomes a part of every project.
My name is Juan Jose, and I'm currently a project engineer. I like seeing the process. That's one of the biggest things, right? From going from just having a lot like we have here to see something actually being built, something that will stand there for years and years and years. A part of me was used to build this project.
Working as a heavy construction engineer means the joy of actually seeing the projects you plan being built and the benefit your work brings to the community.
My name is Samara Al Gemelli. I'm currently a project engineer. When you see something being built and you start a project and you see it on paper, and by the end of it you have a bridge or a dam or whatever it may be, and that's really exciting.
Heavy construction is not for everyone, but those who are drawn to it find that there is nothing else they would rather do.
My name is Tyler Lunn. I am a project engineer. In a matter of months, you see almost flat ground become a large building. You see a hole become, something massive, a transit center. And at the end, you see people using your facility and you can say, I've accomplished that. It's life-altering, it's awesome. Construction management work is more material-based. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it. And I think a lot of people relate to that. At least I do. And that's what keeps me awake every day and keeps me working.
My name is Brent. I'm an engineer. After walking into that first tunnel, I kind of knew that this was something very unique, very special. It's a moving factory. It's just this giant mechanized machine that is carving away the earth and building a beautiful concrete lined structure behind it.
So, what exactly is the job? What does a heavy construction engineer actually do day to day? Young engineers are given important, meaningful responsibilities right from the start. At the beginning of their careers, they make decisions that really matter.
My name's Austin Moore. I'm a project manager. One of the best things about my day is that I know I'm going to be doing something that impacts the success of the project. It's going to be a little bit different than what I was doing the day before, because just naturally the project is progressing through different phases. So, at the start of the job, we might be doing excavation. As we go through, we're doing concrete work, then electrical. So it's a little bit different day to day on what I'm actually working on. And I'm making a decision that will help the company succeed, or it could not turn out well. There's consequences to the decision I make. And it's nice to know that when I make a call, it's gonna matter. It's stressful, right? Because you can make the wrong decision, but it's also nice to have that ownership that, hey, I made the call and it worked out well. Or I made the call and it didn't go good and I learned something and I'll do that much better on the next go around.
As an engineer at a young age, you're given that opportunity to be the one in charge. And so a lot of this work that happens, people look to you to make a decision, and you kind of fall back onto your skills and to what you know is to be right to keep going forward. You have to make those decisions right away, and even at a young age, we're given that opportunity.
One of the best things about the daily working life of a civil engineer or construction manager is that the problems they face and solve are different every day.
My name is Sarah Miller, and I am a project engineer. The work is so interesting. The work changes every day. Not one single day is ever the same as the next day or the day before, and it matters to people. And it really makes a big difference in people's lives.
When I had decided after my design internship that wasn't for me, and I knew for sure I was going into the construction industry, I started telling some of my buddies in the civil engineering program that that's where I was headed. And they told me, oh, what a waste. Why are you doing that? Why aren't you going into design? That's what's really cool. And, looking back on where I am, I've gotten to work on a massive dam project. I've gotten to work on a tunnel project, on bridges. I've gotten to do all of this cool stuff. And they've been basically doing structure design homework for the last 7-8 years, calcing a parking structure over and over again, just following the design manual, just punching in the steps, and I would never go back.
Heavy construction engineers participate in a project at every stage of its evolution.
My name is Adam Wallach. I'm a project manager for a heavy construction company. When I eventually did move over to the construction side of things, one of my first tasks was to design a temporary platform. A couple weeks later, I was in the yards fabricating the platform. And then a few weeks after that, we were actually in the field using the platform.
They designed it and it all worked nice on paper, but when you're out there in the field, it's not that nice. You know, there's unforeseen problems, things that somebody sitting in an office missed when they were designing it, and you've got to troubleshoot those and come up with a unique solution that gets the job done. And to me, that's much more rewarding. At the end of the day, I have something I can put my hands on that I helped build. It's not just a stack of papers.
You can work in heavy construction as an engineer or a construction manager. Both skill sets are needed to complete these large projects.
My name is Kyle Scher, and I'm a project engineer. Going from a construction management background into heavy civil is not that difficult. In construction management, you touch on engineering, you talk on project management, and also in business. And those are the three core aspects of heavy civil construction. So going into that, you're pretty well prepared. And whatever technical things that you don't know quite yet, you can learn along the way.
Young engineers and construction managers build careers in heavy construction because of the opportunity to be creative, to design unique solutions, and to solve unique problems.
The best part of what I do, why I enjoy civil construction, is you get to be creative. When you get a set of drawings, they only tell you what the end product is going to look like. They don't tell you how to get there. That you are in charge of finding the most efficient, economic, and safe way to build a quality product. And it's challenging, but that's where the fun's at.
My name is Evarogachev. I'm a bridge manager. When my boss gives me a job or a task, an activity to work on, they usually let me think for myself and figure out how to do things. And I have a say in how things are done rather than somebody dictating me how to do things.
My name is Jared Nelson and I'm a project superintendent. There's a lot of design and engineering on the construction end. You need to figure out how to support equipment that's going to be running through the job site. You need to be able to design equipment that's specialized for specific tasks. You need to sometimes design excavations that go from 10, 15 feet all the way down to 100 feet. There's a lot of application of engineering, and it's not just one specific area of engineering you're doing. You're pretty much hitting every topic and every type of engineering there is in civil engineering. My favorite project was when we had to go in and recoat a ocean outfall surge tower. From concept to design to construction to implementation, I saw the whole thing through, which was real interesting.
Every tunnel is very different, so there's a lot of work creating the process that builds that specific tunnel for that specific ground. I definitely do a lot of design work, a lot of planning, a lot of estimating before we actually get out there in the field and do the physical work, which is a beautiful thing about this field. So you get to do both sides of design and application.
The heavy construction industry offers the opportunity for advancement based on merit.
One of the things that I really like about construction is that it's very merit-driven. It's not a, you've been here 5 years, so you got promoted to this position, you've been here 10 years. It's, hey, you were capable, so we gave you more responsibility.
There are also many opportunities for minorities and women.
When you encounter a woman in construction, a lot of times people view you as the underdog or, you know, kind of, what are you doing here? Why do you want to be here? What do you have to give? But I found that everybody's been really respectful, really willing to teach me. When you're an engineer and you go out on site and, you know, you have these crews working and it's, you know, men 20, 30 years your senior, and they respect you and they are, you know, they want your opinion on the best way to build something, and I think that's really cool.
To do this work, you need a degree in a field like civil, structural, mechanical, electrical, or construction engineering, construction management, or a similar technical Bachelor of Science degree. That's essential, but a degree is not enough to help you choose your career. Internships are the key to understanding what heavy construction has to offer and if it's the right fit for you.
I had no idea of what a tunnel was going to be like, what an engineer inside of a tunnel does.
I honestly thought I might hate construction. I think in my mind, all I knew about construction was like the dirt on the shoes and the long hours.
There's a misconception about construction, not people who go into construction, or people who went to school and did the construction management were not as good.
Nobody in the civil engineering program talks about it. If they do mention it, it's not real civil engineering work.
At the beginning, I was only interested in design because that's what everybody was talking about in school. Until I met somebody who worked in construction. I told him that I didn't like construction, but he basically kind of demonstrated to me that the reason why I didn't like it was because I didn't know anything about it. He got me an internship, and 5 years later, I never left construction.
You actually have to try to be involved in school, right? Not just go to school, take your tests, and go out. It's not like the professors are shouting out, hey guys, go look into construction.
We just kind of follow the flow without thinking too much. And, by the end of your undergrad, you find yourself working somewhere and you don't really know how you got there. So I think students should think a little more about what they want to do in the future and explore all the areas out there. Your career is going to be more fulfilling than if you just went, by chance and luck and ended up somewhere you don't know.
School does a great job of giving you the basics of what you really need to do some of this work, but until you actually get out in the field, you don't even know what's out there. Field experience is the best thing that you can do to understand what you're capable of and what really you have that passion for. I don't think a lot of people don't find that in the classroom. It's more out with their eyes open in the field.
I think that the best way for someone to get experience and break their way into the construction industry would be to go and get an internship, go and get a co-op, something where you can get real life experience and see the work actually happen.
Take a chance, try construction. Even if you don't like it for a lifelong career, you're gonna learn a lot. Most people who have been in construction before they get into design tend to do better because they understand the construction process and they understand the constructability of what they're going to be designing.
Even if you're not quite sure what you like, I would say try everything once. You never know what you're gonna like, and if it's something that you think you might hate, and especially if it's something that you think you might hate, just give it a try. It doesn't hurt, especially when you're in college. That's the time to do it.
The heavy engineering construction industry employs nearly 1 million people across the country and is one of the fastest growing engineering sectors. There is a huge demand for large civil engineering projects as the nation's population grows and infrastructure needs rebuilding and expansion. The heavy construction industry wants engineers that can adapt to the latest technology, used both for construction and for planning. For more information on how to explore a career in heavy construction, or information on internships, scholarships, and more, visit heavyconstructioncareers.com. This video was produced by the Beavers, an association of heavy construction companies.